And the plan is to do another live stream a little later. This one won't be that long. Even who knows? The other one may not be that long either. But go ahead and say it. Vigilante Wins here on another episode of Vertical Propaganda. What do you want to talk about? Seems like everybody wants to talk about this damn Epstein shit. I've seen so much shit, and I'll play some of the shit later on when I do my computer stream. But I mean, really, it's everything I saw 2015 through 2019 all coming out at once. Every conspiracy theory I saw and didn't believe until the initial Epstein started is all coming out. Hey, Tom Jensen and Cotton, appreciate you both being here. The hell symbol is that? Next, this is Hey Vig. It has some weird symbol. I don't know. But so a lot of it's not surprising. It's not shocking, I should say. There, the details, and I haven't coursed through a lot of it. There's a lot. You guys probably still know more than me. Chilling with your dogs have no topic. Fair enough. That's smooth. You guys probably know more about the Epstein stuff than me, but I just keep seeing it everywhere, and it's rekindling all these other conspiracies. And then everything is like, you know what? We should have never been worshiping celebrities in the first place. People still, despite something like this, despite something that so obviously shows a united and disturbing underbelly to the quote-unquote powers that be, people still want to be political. Hey, Richard, appreciate you being here. People still want to go right versus left, and it's like, oh, well. Shout out to Susan Eisenberg, the Kevin Conroy Wonder Womans. I agree. And it's just like, to me, the takeaway from these things is, hey, the quote-unquote rich, the quote-unquote elites, they're discussing. They're pieces of shit, and they definitely aren't something to be looked up to. So they're actually, not only that, there's something to be non-focused on. And you're not wrong, Cotton. The politicians and celebrities are just going to be the scapegoats for the elites. Surprisingly, the government is actively covering it up, lying right to our faces. That's not surprising. That's the thing. This is because it's been the way it is. And you even said Republicans are eating it up. I'm surprised. I was surprised that, because if anything, there is no such thing as a Republican or a Democrat in the reality of how they operate. You don't need this. You can just look at insider trading, how both sides do it blatantly, and both sides have no problem selling out our futures economically. But both sides are, even and other politicians. I think I see RFK and Clinton and Bill Gates. Pusha T and Jay-Z are the interesting ones. For those, those I did find interesting. I guess that's my thing. I'm a rapper, or whatever. Yeah, they're beyond pieces of shit. They're demonic garbage. And hey, Richard with a deep cut. Trump, low key's always really been blue. There's no such thing as Democrat and Republican. Remember back in 2000s, he was a Democrat. Pepperidge Farm remembers. And I'm not, I love, appreciate you being here too, Rats. I just say it because I hate that people get caught up with, it bothers me to death that it's regular people who hate other regular people based upon what some demonic billionaire got them thinking. Rather, that demonic billionaire got them liking the blue side or liking the red side. It's demonic billionaires and bankers who got us pitted against each other in the name of two demonic evil sides that have constantly pimped out this country, that all appear on just this demonic operation, which is just one of many. There are multiple Epsteins. And this isn't new. For those who saw Bryce Taylor, thanks for the memories, and I hopefully I can play some of her material later on when I do my computer stream. This isn't new. They were selling people, and this is where shout out to Richard. It wouldn't happen if people didn't sell their kids to them. So many of these kids was sold to these motherfuckers. So many people was willing to give up their children for money or for privilege or for power. And again, that's not a new process. I wish I could find the one that sent us that time ago about what was going on in Europe. I could probably find Bryce Taylor and we could play some of her stuff. She's a old victim from way before Epstein, from back in the 70s and 80s. She was a victim of all this satanic abuse that they do, and she talks about how they really operate. She was sold into it by her dad as a baby. These people sell their kids into it. That's how this shit operates. And sometimes, and I guess just there's some interesting stuff going back to it, because I'm not gonna say they don't abduct kids, because Ghislaine Maxwell was apparently around John Benet Ramsey. Y'all, and that's an OG story from back in the 90s, 80s. John Benet Ramsey, the kid disappears, and I'm sorry for missing comments. I'm saying my spiel. John Benet Ramsey, the kid disappears. It's been a suspicious thing for years and years. Not to rhyme. Turned out Ghislaine Maxwell was in pictures with them. Ghislaine Maxwell, the head pimpette of this whole Epstein thing. Also the daughter of the person who educated the whole country through McGraw-Hill textbooks. I remember McGraw-Hill textbooks. Our whole education system came from these people. And people still hate each other based upon an R and a D. Our whole education system came from the same people who did all this shit to kids. That's not a debate. That's a fact. That's the shit we don't think about. An education system where none of us can read or write anymore anyway. And we all using Chat GPT to outsource our brains anyway, at least in mass. But you would think something like this would get the people to rise up. I don't think that's gonna happen. I wish I was wrong. There's no. I gotta free your mind, Neo. There is no. They work in concert. There is no. You could. I'm not saying like these guys. You can please hate Trump. This is not defend Trump. No, fuck him. He's a piece of shit. Yes, he deserved to die. I hope he burned in hell. I hate them too. I hate Democrats and Republicans, but they're not. If Kamala was in office, it would just be a different set of ideology to the demonology, just like it was with Biden. Biden wasn't great with Biden. It ain't great with none of these motherfuckers. They're all demons working in concert. They all go to the same parties. They all do this type of shit. It's one demonic party, one demonic club, and you ain't in it. George Carlin had the best logic on it. It's one club and you ain't in it. I'm not trying to defend Republicans by any stretch. They deserve to be bashed. They deserve to be hated. But Democrats do too. And any other whatever that gets power. This is a uniparty. There is a one world government. They're already installed. They're already installed. And this is gonna cause no uprising for them because of that division. Because people it's an easier thing to go right versus left. And it's easy to put a MAGA hat on all the crying liberals, cry tears and shit. You know what I mean? Liberal tears, mugs and shit. That's easier than confronting the fact that you're getting played against your neighbor. You're getting played against the person who can help you the most with this. If we were one united front against this is a class thing. This is the 1% versus the 99%, and the 1% is beating our ass. They are beating us to death, and they got us selling our kids into their slave system, into their sex slavery. That's where we at. That's the takeaway of the story. Going back to the interesting take of Pusha T and Jay-Z, allegedly being around in 96 when neither of them, yeah, Jay-Z's album does come out later in 96, but I mean, he didn't start having hit singles for another couple years. And Pusha T wasn't even on the label, though both were connected, through other people. Pusha T was connected to the Neptunes. They had been making songs since the earlier 90s with Teddy Riley. Jay-Z had been connected from Big Daddy Kane to Biggie Smalls to who else? Jaz-O, obviously, who had put out stuff earlier in the 90s. So he had been connected around the industry. But what are they both? They're both drug dealers. And if you ain't never seen The Departed or New Jack City or a lot of films, a lot of these drug dealers work directly with the government. Hell, even Frank Lucas had the military bringing his shit in. A lot of these drug dealers are government agents too. And apparently these two happen to want to get in the entertainment industry and were later allowed in. But allegedly, they were just getting the dope that they would dope people up for to continue the sex abuse. They were just getting it back in the 90s. They would get it from a guy like Jay-Z or Pusha T. Allegedly. Which that was an interesting take. But it's also, people, if we're talking about my culture, a lot of my culture want to idolize the dope dealer. A lot of them was government agents. A lot of them either were government agents or turned government agents. And again, a film like The Departed, and I know that was based on another film, but that shows you that where Jack Nicholson character, who's the head of the mob, and the Boston PD, they got their thing, the Internal Affairs, I think was the original one, and they got their undercover, and he has his undercover or whatever, and it turns out the guy's a fucking FBI informant, but he's this mobster, but the FBI was letting him do whatever the fuck they wanted. So that there's a connection there with that sort of thing. I missed a lot of comments. Let me try to get through stuff. Obama. Oh, look up $50,000 for pizza and hot dogs for Obama. Because Obama is not immune from this shit. Obama. So pizza and hot dogs, as anyone who loves you can't. This is one I'll tell you breakdown. It's you know what? Oh, I don't have any with me. So I actually no. I actually happened to just order this product. Hold on a second. I got it for you. I happened to just get some today, just cause. I probably shouldn't do this because it's somebody docs me if you want to look it up. Actually, I'm gonna open it. What is this? Ladies and gentlemen? Can y'all see? Let me turn the lights on so y'all can see. Hold on. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, what is this called? And then add gate to it. And look up yourself. If you do, you'll come across a man named John Podesta. I don't even know if I should say that name. In his emails, there was an email about, I believe the number was $50,000 for pizza and hot dogs from Chicago to be flown in by Obama. Pizza is a code word and hot dogs are a code word. So, Obama's not immune from this shit. If you, listen, I got more light to me, so it's less mysterious and shit. But Obama's not immune to this shit. Neither is Hillary. She's all in this shit. And never forget Miss what's this shit? The bathtub collard greens. Miss Bathtub Collard Greens wanted to kill a guy on death row, just so her who we knew that she knew was innocent, just so her record would stay the same. But I can't say something because somebody did that a few years later. One of these Republicans did it. I'm not trying to cape for these demons. I'm not trying to cape for these. So I missed a shit ton of comments. People know more and they're going to defend it more. That's unfortunate true. And you're right, politicians, celebrities going to be scapegoats. The Rock's daughter got fired from WWE because she wanted to tweet about ICE. And again, that's a distraction. They got distractions on top of distractions, man. The ICE shit is one big distraction. Not that, again, I'm not in favor of ICE. I think they're demons. That's why I'm not gonna ever be like, hey, government, it's okay for the government to kill people. No, no, it's not. Fuck ICE. Yeah, Trump is blue. Yep, Palpatine. Both sides controlled by the same people. Um, hey, Jana Banana. Sorry if I didn't say hey when you first walked in. Yep, the leader of the Reds. Blue. Yep, blame civilian. Sure, who's actually in charge? Um, you're not wrong. Listen, I don't want to totally bash you. You're not wrong to hate the Republicans because they are in charge right now and they are defending it. And they were the ones who were running on it. They ran on. We're going to release the list. We're going to release the list. Oh no, we're not. So it's really bullshit. But yeah, Republican and Democrat, Cotton's got it. Republican Democrats, for us to keep fighting, keep divided, in the illusion of freedom. There's no division in D.C. D.C., which has a pentagram in its on his map. We know the information. People defend these weirdos, and they more back in the day. And you talk about Biden, girl sniffing Biden. I guess Kamala, outside of fucking her way to the top, is actually probably the most innocent out of the three names. But Obama and Biden are not innocent. I don't know if their names may not show up in the files, in these files, but they showed up in those Podesta emails. I know Obama's did. And yep, Richard, you already said the innocent dude in death row. Yep. Hey, Fizz. He said Sexy Red been CIA. Oh, is that a fact? So, shit, I can't Google. Hopefully, you know what? I'm planning on streaming in a couple hours. I want to do Sunday night games. This is just going to be a quick stream because, one, I want to make sure these phone streams still matter. I haven't done one in a while. I'll try to have that name by then. I'll look it up. I'll try to have it. Rats, if you're here in a couple hours, I'll be doing the game stream, but I'll try to have that name because I don't want to just say that shit and expect you. Yeah, I feel you. I'll have it for you then. Hot dogs and pizza. That's the John Podesta. I don't know. I don't know if they'll allow. I keep saying this guy's name. Vigilante Williamson loves his life. I'm looking for a house. I'm in a happy space. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the guy's name because I think he was one of the things. I hate to keep saying it, but yeah, hot dogs with young boys. Let's see, Richard know it. Hot dogs with young boys, pizzas, young girls. That you can look up. I mean, obviously, but that's code. Those are code words. Those code words are recognized by the FBI too. That I just So if you look up. And I hate saying that because it's such a rabbit hole. And when I had looked this up 10 years ago, we didn't live in the age where they go off of your searches and they give you smoke for it. Shit, when we were talking about the ICE situation, OBS, not even YouTube, OBS wouldn't let me show you certain videos. So we live in such an edited world right now. But I already said his name twice. Maybe I won't have. Maybe I'll just delete the stream to try to save myself so I can wake up tomorrow. I do want to wake up tomorrow. But you can look up the Podesta email leak. You can look up the pizza, and then you add you may have to. You may call it a fence. May call it something else to it. I'm trying to. This AI is getting smarter as well. You already can't say Epstein on TikTok, apparently. So, but yeah, while I couldn't tell you that about, because I haven't done a scrape of the files myself. I'm going off other content. I'm not perfect. Plus, I don't really want to, it's just depressing. You know what I mean? It's demonic and depressing. But again, Obama has some stuff, and I'll try to have the receipts later. I'll have the receipts later. It's a lot easier to put stuff up on the computer than off my phone. Because I will say this, Rats, you should question. Don't be just believing motherfuckers on the internet. You should question everything. Question everything. If you can look it up, baby. But I'll try to have the receipts for you on Obama and this. On Obama, the hot dogs and pizza, I can at least confirm that. There's even worse stuff on Hillary. You didn't mention that name, but she's an old Democrat. And then I got a lot of other stuff that I'll play. Even though we're also gonna play games. I'm gonna give the first little segment to that, probably in a couple hours. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, this is not. And listen, you should always be skeptical. Don't just believe people on the internet. I'd rather you be a skeptic. But trust me, there's no one. We can't vote our way out of this. There's no one coming in the if you want to vote all Democrat, because again, I don't care. I'm not protecting these motherfuckers. If y'all want to vote all Democrat in these midterms, that's fine. And then vote a Democrat for the president, that's fine. But this evil not going to stop, because the evil going to keep going. This evil was going, this shit was going on through the Obama age. You know what I'm saying? 2012, guys like Musk, who was loved by the Democrats back then, obviously wasn't quite as famous. He was getting there, but wasn't quite as famous. But he's asking, can he go party on the island? Bill Gates is getting STDs. Apparently, SpongeBob SquarePants is that's another theory. It's a show made for the kids of the victims. That's why it starts off, "Are you ready, kids?" Apparently, the island at the beginning is supposed to be Epstein Island. Apparently, SpongeBob's address, at least at one point, if you Googled it, would show Epstein Island, and Nickelodeon logo is supposed to be based off of it. There's a lot of crazy, more obtuse conspiracies, right? But the takeaway is not, oh man, all these celebrities and politicians. The takeaway is there is a system behind the system, and this is how it operates. And the celebrities and the politicians and the names that we know are kind of the closest thing that we have to a connection to the real behind the scenes system. You know what I mean? This is the closest thing we have to the powers that be. They're kind of our proxies. They're not only their proxies for us, they're our proxies to them. And again, I'll have receipts, Rats. I know I'm behind. Small time Republic, that's what a lot of people think. And I'm so fucking behind getting to it. A lot of people think Chester Bennington died on that too. A lot of people think that's why Chester Bennington died, because John Podesta was his alleged illegitimate father. You look at the pictures, he looks just like him, man. Chester Bennington in Lincoln Park. This guy looks like he could be his dad. He absolutely does. He absolutely does. And even younger, they had younger pictures of him and put young pictures of Chester. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, you'll be here. Cool. Yeah, I would have faith that we can vote. ICE, I like ICE as IDF. Not that diehard Democrat. I see Bill on there, many leaders in industry lean left, but I haven't seen Obama. I don't know if I can find Obama, Biden, or Kamala on the list, but I will be able to find, for sure, Obama on these emails, show you what the emails say, and be able to connect the words the emails say. Hillary is a whoo. And then I'll have No, don't delete Latino Slant Richard. No. No, don't time out Paulie. Okay, you're back. So that's what happens I appreciate you being here. No, Paulie's good. Paulie's been here forever. Hey, Paulie, that's cool. I'm surprised you're slumming it watching me. You know what I'm saying? Because you're doing a lot of big things. I see you. What was y'all at? Like you and Chris Gore? Y'all were at some was it like an independent award show? I follow you on the gram, and I see some stuff. I see how you move. You moving big. Maybe you shouldn't be here. You know what I mean? Because I know you connected to Hollywood, and the way they moving, the way Hollywood moving, man, it's a crazy place. It's a crazy place. No, I mean the reason it's not muddy in the waters, unfortunately, is because it is both sides. Like I'll give you more receipts when I have more technology to do so. No, it says Latino Slat is a triple extra OG, triple extra OG, man. But I appreciate you being here. Yes, yeah. So yeah, don't. Matter of fact, don't even let nobody know Paulie was here. He wasn't here, man. But don't talk about he a triple OG. You know he been here since way back in the Maybach. Shout out to the Wokosos, and shout out to the anti woke. Shout out to political division, man. It's political division is a big business. A big business is a big part of the distraction. Again, I'm not trying to defend the Republicans in any stretch of the imagination. I'm not trying to bully you on. It's just that we're not gonna. There's no liberal candidate that if you vote for and if we all vote for and they win, will she prosecute? Nobody will be prosecuted. Honestly, the Diddy trial was to tell you that nobody will be prosecuted. We heard all this stuff about young kids with Diddy, but then when the trial comes up, everything's just about him and this girl, Cassie. We heard all this stuff about young people with Jay-Z. He's yet to even face any legal. I don't know if there's been any legal thing done against him. And the reason is because it's not just them. And all the more powerful friends, they don't want to go down. And apparently, Jay-Z, who is in the Epstein list, apparently even back then, he was just a guy giving them dope so they could do what they was doing. But yeah, this is a class war, man. This is a class war. This is us versus them. This is us versus them. Oof. Diddy shouldn't even be in jail. Really, if we're honest, for what was presented in trial, I kind of agree. All they told us was this guy, I guess, for whooping on her, but that's not what they convicted him on. He's just a pervert and a weirdo by what went to trial. But Justin Bieber didn't testify. His testimony wasn't even thought of. Nothing with Usher was ever brought up. Nothing with any other young bad boy artist or young musical artist that was around him. Nothing with nothing regarding anything with the youth was brought up. Massey? I'm not familiar with Massey. I used to think maybe the Pauls, but was it Rand Paul, Ron Paul? But I don't even trust them. They probably controlled ops. Because you see, for anyone who still believes in Alex Jones, he was controlled ops at best. You know what I'm saying? All these guys controlled ops at best. He should have been convicted 10 years ago. But the real thing about that Diddy trial is, why did it take 10 years for that tape to reach the masses? Who sat on that tape? Why did it never get to the authorities? Why wasn't he prosecuted 10 years ago for this? It shows, and this is why the theory about him getting into it with the liquor company for Ciroc is as valid a theory as anything else. I don't know that it is. I'm just a guy on the internet. And so this, but until he started legal action against them, he had no legal action against him. All the allegations, all the jokes, there was no legal action against Sean Combs until he started taking legal action against the parent company of Ciroc. And not only was there not legal action, a lot of the salacious details that we found out over the course of the past couple years were already in existence and on film and semi-public knowledge relative to, or at least common knowledge to those who were in the know. Common knowledge, because people attended those parties. That's another thing. There were no attendees being prosecuted. Jennifer Lopez, who was supposedly a fan of the youth. Because, a lot of times they say it's men, but, there's girls like Jennifer Lopez, Chrissy Teigen, who apparently like them young. They're on a Saska sister shit. But None of that come up. None of that went to trial. None of that got put on the court record. None of that got put on public record. And so now we got this file release. Is anyone going to go to jail because of these files? That's the question. I don't think it is. I will. Here's why I will give Rats. I'm not sure if he's still here. Did I see the Rogan Rand podcast? I did not. Yeah, I'm not a big ALC fan. I try to leave that alone. But I did not see Rogan and Rand. You said the San Andreas fault line has a plan for California. That'd be wild. What liquor company? I'm not sure. The brand Ciroc is a brand that Diddy was associated with, and I think he had a stake in ownership with. At least that was disputable. I do not know the parent company of Ciroc, but if you look up, it's spelled CIROC, and look up that parent company. I don't know the name offhand. But I haven't really checked out too many Rogan podcasts recently, because I definitely think he's controlled ops. Shit, that lizard man. He called him the lizard man. I don't know what to call him. Zuckerberg, who the second Trump won, all of a sudden he needs to appear to be human. He hopped right on that podcast. I'm not sure how. Listen, Joe was always just a media guy. I do still like MMA, his MMA commentary. I'm not saying I don't like him, but his principles are for sale. He's a guy who strikes me as his principles are for sale. So, and he tries to portray himself like he's not that guy, but he is. His principles are just, maybe they are higher priced. Maybe they're a little more expensive than other media personalities are. But his principles are for sale. So as a result, I don't really watch his podcast. It wasn't the move to Spotify per se, but I don't know. I felt differently about his content since. I feel differently about him since. I don't, hate the guy, but Rogan's not as much, must see internet as he once was to me, 10 years ago. I don't think he's the fringe guy. I don't think he's the conspiracy theory guy he was. I think he's just another part of the, and that's the crazy. Sometimes I'm forgetting how young you are, but it does provide perspective. It provides like, hey, the world I think about is different. Like, I don't know who Joe Rogan is. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, there's young people who don't know who the fuck Joe Rogan is. Why would they? Especially if you're not into MMA and you hate conspiracy theory, even though you got versed maybe being around here, maybe doing research, maybe the combination of. But yeah, if we're talking about, I know you're a Diddy fan, which I think is funny, but I mean, if we go off of what was actually put in trial, there was nothing to even, everything was consensual. They didn't even put anything non-consensual in this trial. But that wasn't accidental. That wasn't by mistake. Because again, there were so many things about that Diddy situation that if they would have just put a string, so much more would unravel. So they left a lot of strings untugged. Because if they unraveled this, it would have been a similar thing to what we have now. At least with what we have now, there's no legal proceeding. So we can feel however we feel about these celebrities, and they can whatever. No one's going to jail. And you're right, Paulie. He has become the new norm. He's just become he's the new modern media. He's not, in 2010, when we still are relying a lot more on cable news as the media source, and the internet is a new thing, in the 2010s, he's kind of an outsider media type. But in 2026, where everybody has a podcast, and you could even consider what I'm doing to be a podcast of some sort, he's mainstream basically to a large extent. He's mainstream. So yeah. Nah, I hate conspiracy, but like what you want me to do, I have to agree. If it's true, I have to agree. I'm not I mean fair. We have footage of Diddy? So that's the thing. I don't know. We have footage of Diddy whooping on his girl. We have footage of Diddy being weird with men. We have footage of Diddy being weird with adults and being weird with men. We have footage of him and Justin Bieber when he was underage that doesn't quite look right, but it wasn't explicit footage. It's just footage if you put two and two together. Yeah, that's the thing. Justin Bieber, you got footage of Meek Mill. But yeah, as far as with young youth, the closest thing is Justin Bieber. He said nothing happened. He was never called in the trial. He never had to speak under oath. That's what happened. And it's interesting that he was never called to trial, right? If you're a prosecuting attorney, you wouldn't call Justin Bieber to trial for Sean Combs with the rumor that's out there? You wouldn't subpoena him? Now, I don't know if he could be subpoenaed because he would be considered a victim. I'm not sure what rights and what's the legal. I'm not a lawyer. And then he publicly said nothing happened to him. Whether you believe that or not is another thing. Whether I believe it or not, if we go completely from a legal standpoint, we just got to go off of what was legally presented. And I'm surprised. I'm surprised when he said he wasn't going to testify, and there was no way for them to compel him to testify, that they even went along with the trial, that they didn't just settle it immediately. But I say that, I keep forgetting the part. The point of that trial was distraction, as always, right? Was the bread and the circus. Because otherwise, if we're just talking legally, that trial really served no purpose. Because he's going to be out, was it, next year anyway? So, but yeah, not to grandstand too much. Like I said, this wasn't going to be the longest stream. Appreciate you got a lot of y'all to watch and chill out. Like I said, I will stream a little bit later. Supposed to believe the guy said nothing happened. I don't believe him, but it's something. I don't believe him. Well, thanks, Nomadic. I appreciate it. I don't believe Justin Bieber, and the reason I don't, of many reasons, is his own behavior, his a lot of his backlash behavior, a lot of his what you want to say. His when he gets out, it's gonna be a massive freak off. It probably will. Oh man, thanks, Richard. You'd have to get him. I kind of didn't mind though. Like, okay, fuck you. You coming to my stream? This mask ain't gay. This mask is heterosexual. I'll have you know. No, I'm not gonna be at no Diddy freak offs. Fuck it. Fuck that. Fuck the baby oil. But the reason I don't necessarily believe Bieber that nothing happened to him, he was worried about what's the girl? Now she's grown, but Billie Eilish, when she first started, he was worried that they were going to fuck with her. And that's on tape of him like, man, he was really, really worried. So what was he worried about? It wasn't just, the industry. Yeah, the industry takes advantage of people financially, but he was worried about something. He was worried. I wish, again, I could play clips, find clips. The phone stream doesn't allow me to. Justin Bieber was worried about something with her when she was still young, and what might happen to her. And it sounded like it was coming from a former victim. But she got anyway. Dated dude was 10 years old. Oh, Jesus. Again, he decided not to say anything. We got all this Epstein stuff. I'll try to have more receipts later on. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I didn't want this to be a long stream. This is an experiment. One, to put the mask on. I ain't put the damn mask on in a while, and I got to shoot videos. Two, to see how these phone streams work. Well, there was a time where we can get 20 or 30 people into a phone stream. Maybe that time's still here. Maybe it's not. Appreciate Paulie showing up. That's always cool. Richard, appreciate people being timed out. Even though don't make fun of my mask. Fuck you. This is walk in. This disrespectful. Don't be disrespectful. I guess you can keep timing out the disrespectful people, but don't just time out somebody just because you don't know them. Don't just time people out just because you don't know them. Because how else am I gonna grow? We need more people you don't know, so it can be so I can grow. If that's a thing, I'm saying things they don't want to. So thank you being here, Paul. You said you got it. I appreciate it. God bless everybody. We need. That's one thing we need more than anything. When all this Molech and Baal, I'll play some of that stuff later. We need Jesus, if you believe. If you believe. So it's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. If you like the video, please like the video. If you're so obliged to share and subscribe, please do that. And even if you do none of these things, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Good night. God bless. I'll talk to you later. Peace.